Tonight's show, we have dancer and choreographer Selena Watkins. And now for your host, KoolKard. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is episode 2. Thank you. Episode 22. Thank you for tuning in. Last week we had, who do we have on the show last week? My mind's going, but we had Kazme, singer, songwriter, great performer. She's out of New Orleans. She exudes New Orleans. She's all about New Orleans. That's what she represents. Hometown girl. She's doing a lot of big things, commercials, concerts, and all that. She's doing like her little couch thing now. She invites people on. They perform. They raise money, charity, all that good stuff. So you guys make sure you go check her out. I am Kazme, that's Casme on Instagram. Check her out. She's doing big things on there. She's always on live. All right, that was last week. But this week, we're going to get into some dancing. We're going to get into some health, training, fitness, a lot of stuff. This girl does everything. Well, no, let me say this woman does everything. A lot of credits under her belt. She has her own dance, craze, workout, fitness thing going on. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to talk some business. All right. So we should have fun, very much so this week, all right? And so let's just bring her on in. Selena Watkins is her name, and I'm gonna give her a nice little introduction like I do everybody. Can't leave her out. All right, we're gonna bring her on in. Uh-oh. Here we go. Yes. Selena, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt. I had to have you on, man. I saw everything that you're doing, everything that you have going on. You are a busy woman.
Yeah, even in quarantine.
Even in quarantine, you gotta stay busy somehow, right? But man, listen, like I'm sitting there looking at your reel, the intro, and I'm just like, man, you have so many credits. You're doing so many things. Fitness, you're dancing, health coach, like so much, like audio run coach. What is that?
The audio?
Yes, what is that?
So I'm able to be in the headphones of people that like to run indoors on the treadmill or outdoors if they have the ability to, and able to program your workout as well as curate the flyest playlist for you and motivate you the entire time. Because as a coach, you don't need to see me running for you to run. So running is the best workout, and some strength workouts are efficient for you to just hear my voice and not need to see me. So it's really dope. It's really a fitness podcast.
Wow. And like there's so many ways to do it. There's so many ways wow. You can make a business out of anything now, man. You just gotta be creative and innovative. You know what I mean? And like, who would think of that? When I saw that, like audio run coach, like what is that? But that is pretty cool.
It's so cool.
That's pretty cool. So listen, man, I want to jump right in. We'll get back to the where'd you start and all this stuff, but we got to go Super Bowl, right? You got credit. You've done a world tour with Nicki Minaj. You were the next fitness star with Women's Health Magazine, Miss Black USA 2012, the Super Bowl with Shakira. Like, did I stop? Like, it's crazy. So my first question is, I gotta know, as far as the Super Bowl, like for a lot of artists, that's like the pinnacle. That's bigger than the Grammys. So for a dancer, from your perspective, would you say like that's the pinnacle performance for you? And what is that experience like? Like, how is that energy?
The energy is almost indescribable. It's just so amazing to be a part of that. And I don't know if, for a lot of people, they've told me like, you've obviously reached the pinnacle. But that wasn't what was in my mind. In my mind, because I dance because I love it. Mm-hmm. So there's not one job to attain. It's whatever comes in, whatever, I'm grateful for, because the way the industry works, what's for you is for you.
Right.
And you're not going to get every single job. You're going to hear many more no's than you hear yeses. So you're just grateful for the yeses that do come.
Yeah.
You're grateful for the consistent work. You're grateful to be able to do the work well. So, yeah, I was just so grateful to be in Miami for a month. I was grateful to be working.
That is crazy.
And it just so happened to be one of the biggest jobs.
One of the biggest jobs. Like, yeah, for real. That is amazing. For you, what would you say, what type of preparation as a dancer and as an individual do you have to have, or like how do you prepare to be ready for that opportunity? Because not everybody gets that opportunity. Is it luck of draw? You know what I'm saying? Like you're prepared, you got the skill. Like what does it take? For you, like in your opinion, what does it take for someone to grasp that opportunity? Because everybody can't grasp that opportunity.
Well, it's simple but not easy. Mm-hmm. It's simple. You gotta audition, go to the audition, bust it, give it life, give it everything you got, and be hired. But to be prepared for an audition, you just have to make sure you're keeping your body in shape. You're taking class. You're also networking well enough to know other dancers in the room, know choreographers, so that hopefully they're familiar with you. And for that job, the choreographer wasn't familiar with me, so it was my most important job to show him what I can do in that audition room, right. Since it wasn't that he could rely on, I hired her for a previous job, I know what she's capable of. Right. You have to show them in that room that you want it, that you're easy to work with, because that means a lot too. Not just how well you perform and how much of a technician you are, but how easy you are to work with. And then just be mentally ready for the job, coming into work 8 to 10 hour days, treating your body well, eating right. You're an athlete, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're a one-stop shop for that. Support the artist. How is that to support the artist, you said?
Yeah, you're there to be a support for the artist, because think about how many things they have to do and think about. Yeah. And you're there to make them feel at peace, make them feel not judged, and just be there. You're going to be on stage with them. You want them to be confident standing next to their squad of dancers,
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say, you're like a one-stop shop when it comes to fitness and dancing, keeping your body in shape. I mean, you do classes, you got your Soca, and we'll get into that. So you're like a one-stop shop. So you stay ready pretty much.
You got to stay ready.
You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right?
You stay ready, but there's also, I still do operate from the mentality of, when you're off season and on season.
Okay.
So I don't go hard all day, all the time.
Yeah, your body will break down.
A level of maintenance that feels good and feels right for me, and that includes yoga, that includes Pilates, a lot of ab workouts. Okay. But when it's game time, you go harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're back in season.
Okay. And I was gonna ask you too, with as far as like with dancers, is it all about who you know? But you answered the question. I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, is it about who you know, or is it opportunity and need of the client and just your skill set? You know what I mean? Or I guess it's a culmination of all of it, right?
Yeah, it's a combination of both, because, sometimes at the last minute, you may need more dancers for the job, and it's like, okay, we need 5 more girls, but they need to be this specific height. They need to be this specific type as far as, okay, who do I know that I can call quick, that can do the job well.
Right.
It's a quick environment. You don't have time to find out if they can do the job well. So that's a matter of who you know.
Yeah. So it's a lot like acting too, because it's all about the casting directors knowing your skill set, knowing you can deliver the job, even though you may not get it, because you may not. It's a little different because they'll bring you in knowing that you don't fit the height build or the muscular body build or whatever, but they know that you can do the job. And you still may not get it, but that's a credit to them, for the director to see that, hey, they can bring in a good talent pool. You know what I'm saying? So kind of the same, but not the same.
Right. And it's very, very similar too, because it's like, not only can I bring in the good talent pool as a casting director, you may be limited in your mind about who that character needs to look like. And this actor will be playing the role so well that you now are like, you know what, maybe he is.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly how that works.
Change their mind.
Yeah, for sure. And that's your job as an actor, to solve their problem and change their mind. Give them something. Show them something that they have not seen before, first and foremost, when you walk into that room as an actor, because listen, the average actor is going to go in there. They're going to say the lines how they were on the paper. They're going to take the little slag lines. Well, he scratches his shoulder or something or whatever he does. They're going to do that. No, that's what you don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a palette and you need to paint with your own colors and show them something different. So, yeah. I love the arts, man. I'm an actor, if you didn't know.
I was going to ask, are you an actor?
Yeah. I used to do music. I've always acted. I've always done music. Fell out of love with the whole process of the music and the industry and just what it all entails now. It's just different. I don't know. God was like tugging at my soul. I tell a lot of people really don't know why I stopped. And it was, I had to stop. You know what I mean? Like, I had to stop. I was dying inside. God was tugging at my soul for years. And I was fighting it as a man. Like, no, I can't quit. I'm not a quitter. But you just have to know better sometimes. It comes a time you got to know better when it's not for you. And it could be for you at a time. And then things change. I just don't know, but I know it's not for me, so, and I'm happy with it.
And if it does come back around, it'll align so much better then.
Absolutely.
And you won't be forcing it. Like, when you feel like you're forcing it, that's when it's like, all right, I'm putting more energy into this than I'm getting back.
Yes.
So let's wait for this to align, and I'll come back.
Yes, absolutely. I used to go to performances, and in the business, you gotta network, right?
Right.
And as an artist, you gotta kind of mingle before you get on stage, after you get off stage, meet producers. I didn't want to do any of that because I didn't want to be amongst that energy, amongst that crowd, nothing. So I would get there right before I go on. I'd walk off stage, and I'd walk out the door. And that's when I knew I was like, man, I just gotta give it.
For you, do you feel like there's any hope with the industry changing?
There's always possible for the industry changing. And it's it can change. Yes, it can change, and it has changed, but there's always been the element that has not set right with me there for as long as I've been in the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always that same element, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, who you're around, that element is there. And that's the one driving force that just kind of pushed my spirit and my soul away further and further. And I just had to give in to God, man.
There's a really good new show on Netflix that I binged in like 3 days. And it's called Hollywood.
Yo, I keep hearing about that.
Fire.
I need to. And I heard they canceled it though. They didn't renew it. I just saw that. They didn't renew it.
For another season?
They did not renew it for another season.
Well, it felt like it came to a clincher. Like, I didn't feel like I would need to see another season. It felt like the story was complete.
Okay, then I need to watch it. I need to check it out.
So good. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm gonna go watch it now because I saw a lot about it, heard a lot about it, and now you're saying that it's great. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
But it definitely dives into like, oh wow, so this is what's going down.
Yeah.
This is what's been going down for all these decades, and then
Yeah. Okay.
We're here to be the angels that are not doing that, living that way.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. So let's double back. Let's go back a little bit. So where did this all start? Like, where did Selena fall in love with dancing or fitness? Like, did fitness come first for you?
No.
Dancing came first.
Yes, dance is the thread.
Okay. So,
I started dancing when I was 5 years old. My big sister was taking ballet classes, and I just, was obsessed with everything she did, and I mean, it was alignment, honestly. If I wasn't going with my mother to pick my sister up from dance class, I never would have seen a dance class. But thank God I did, because that has been my entire life.
Right.
I started karate, didn't do karate. Started piano, didn't do piano.
Uh-huh.
Started this, started that, but I always stuck to dance.
Always stuck to dance.
You know, even in high school when I started to like want to hang out with people and try to cut school. Like, I know we just cut the last 3 periods, but I am going to dance classes. You know what I mean? Like, that was just like, no matter what, it's what kept me focused, even when things were trying to pull me off course.
Wow.
When I went to college, I went to Rutgers University because I wanted to double major in dance, something unrelated. So I double majored in journalism.
Okay.
And after college, I was interning and then interning at Hot 97 radio station, and then I ended up working at Kiss FM, which is a R&B station in New York, and I was I ended up producing a show for the now late Andre Harrell.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, God rest his soul.
Just happened. You know, he was just such a beautiful soul, and being able to work with him side by side,
right?
Like as a student of music and hip hop, that was a gift.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had started teaching fitness classes, dance fitness, and a little bit of like, you know, body weight training. It just kind of fell into my lap.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of fell into my lap. I was part of a dance company that focused a lot on fitness.
Okay.
So it became ingrained in my being.
Right.
So it was so natural that, you know, I got certified and haven't stopped doing fitness since, and now I've bridged the two. And I feel like the world has bridged the two very much as well.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I see so many people doing dance workouts now. But yours is kind of like unique, I see. And we're definitely going to talk about that. Now this next fitness star thing with Women's Health Magazine, like, how did that come about, and did that kind of catapult your fitness journey or your career with that?
So I had already been teaching everything under the sun, anything you can imagine, any modality, I was already teaching it. But my focus at the time, I was teaching at Soul Cycle, which was like the #1 fitness boutique at the time. It was the biggest success for me in fitness at that moment. And I was making my vision board for 2016. I was like, all right, let me, go through these magazines, figure out what I want to cut out and put on this poster board. And I had Women's Health Magazine, and one of the pages said, enter to be the next fitness star. Wow. I didn't cut up that page. I saved that page.
Okay.
And, I saved that page and decided to enter. And it worked out. I entered, and they emailed me a few months later that I was in the top 5. And I think at the time, what I thought was important, I felt like, oh my goodness, I only have 4,000 Instagram followers, and all the other girls have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Right. But I had a good support system that told me, trust us, this isn't going to be about that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Keep pushing the fact that you're innovating something new. And then that June of 2016, I found out that I won. They flew us to LA. Then that was my first time in LA.
And you fell in love.
Moved here. Already knew I wanted to live here.
Yeah.
Had never been.
Yeah, man.
And, it just worked out. We created a DVD together, and the DVD we created was based off of Socanomics. Okay. Everything else that I was teaching. So ab workouts, body weight workouts, strength workouts, and then dance hit, which was essentially Socanomics. So Women's Health really helped to catapult Socanomics into like global visibility, I would say.
That's dope. And anybody watching, go check her out on YouTube, because all the workout videos are on there. I've seen them all. I've scoured it. And I also have a clip for when you won and you did your little commercial and everything. So I'm going to play that. Yeah, I gotta show you off, girl.
Thank you.
A lot of trainers look the same, come from the same background, and have the same ideas. Not me. I'm a West Indian American black girl from Yonkers. I do what I do because I can help people become better versions of themselves. I created my own cardio dance Caribbean workout to make people feel good. I help people reach their limits and pass them. That's what keeps me going. I am Selena Watkins, and I'm the next fitness star.
Looking back, because it's so funny to watch yourself sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, the swag, where was it?
hey, you did fine though. You did fine.
It was amazing. I mean, being surrounded by the Women's Health team was I mean, at that point, I knew what I wanted out of fitness.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted out of Socanomics. I knew what I was experiencing was now giving me a new foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is the foundation for how my life is going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
This is now telling me how my lifestyle is going to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's how God works, man.
Right.
You know, that's how God works. You can't tell him your plans. Like, and then when he shows you that path and you can see it clearly, like, go with it, you know, go with it. And whatever you had in mind, it'll come back around. You know what I'm saying? He takes you on that path. Just like you said, the music may come back around. You just never know the path.
Well, you know what's crazy? I always knew radio was going to come back around somehow. And now I'm doing an audio fitness podcast.
Oh, yes.
So to feel like I'm still encouraging people and they don't need to see me and they can still connect with me. Yeah. That's how radio has come back around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. That is cool, man.
It's fly when you dissect it and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
I told the universe what I wanted and you gave it to me.
And it's all about patience and just doing that work. And it will come. And a lot of people miss their opportunity because they're just so impatient. They never stick to anything. You know, the next best thing that comes their way, or they think this is the next best thing, they jump on that. And then they jump on the next thing. And you know what I'm saying? Like, just never sit and stay diligent and work and do the work and trust the process. Because that's really what it is. You got to trust the process. Know the end goal, which is never the end goal, because when you hit that goal, you keep on going. But you see the end before you even start it. Know it's there. Know you're going to get there. And just trust the process. And not worry about, you know, people, how many likes you get or how many views you got. Like you said, you didn't have a bunch of followers. Who cares? You beat out girls who had hundreds of thousands. It's not about that. Trust the process.
And you know, I do want to say it's not easy though.
No, it's not.
It's not easy to trust the process. And you're going to be tested.
Yes.
In many ways. You're going to be tested. Sometimes you are the one testing yourself. And you're like, why am I doing that to myself?
Sometimes, 90% of the time.
Right. Like, I have a limiting belief, or I'm not even courageous enough to pursue the thing I want the most. Mm-hmm. So if we get those things out of the way, then it comes to us more clearly.
Absolutely. The mind is a powerful thing, and you have to figure out how to control it, because it will control you if not, and it'll be detrimental, you know, because if that mind wanders, I don't know, it's the funniest thing, you know. It's like and people will say no, I'm positive every day, and I'm always happy and this and that and the third. But why is it? It is the devil, whatever energy that is. But why is it that you have to make a strenuous effort to stay on top of being positive and you know what I'm saying, and doing the right thing? Like, it's so much temptation out here, so much negativity out here, and it just draws you and it draws you and it draws you, and it's like it's a fight.
You know what? That you ain't never lied, and you are preaching. And I think it's just because we're humans. You know what I mean? Life is just hard. And I've discovered in the past, how long? I've been in LA almost 3 years. And in these 3 years, I've grown more. I've had the least number of accolades in the past 3 years, but I've grown the most and have become the best version of myself in these 3 years. And that's how you know it's not extrinsic. It has to be inside of you. But it comes with journaling. It comes with meditating. It comes with praying. It comes with crying. It comes with deprogramming. It comes with stripping all the layers, all the traumas, figuring out what the traumas were, taking it away, figuring out what your limiting beliefs are.
Yes.
It's a collective of all those things. And then, of course, just being brave enough to do that. And there's something about Los Angeles that does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's something about, because you're moving yourself from your home, from everything that you know, and going into this space where everyone is going for their dreams.
Yeah.
Some people getting attacked by the negative thoughts in their mind, and you trying to steer clear of that. because you're trying to steer clear of the negative thoughts in your mind. So
exactly.
You know, it's just like, it's just a space of like figuring out yourself, and everyone's doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
it's been beautiful.
And sometimes it takes a resetting. It just takes a resetting. Like the coronavirus is the resetting of the earth, I think.
It's been the best thing to happen. God bless all of the families that have been affected.
Absolutely.
I do see the bigger picture though.
Yeah, you got to see that silver lining. It's more than a silver lining in it, because it's a resetting of the earth. Like, animals are out in places they've never been out at. The canals in Venice are clean and clear, and I've been there, and them things were filthy, and you could see the bottom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can see the fish, you can see everything in those canals. Like, things are just, it's just a resetting. It's a resetting. It's making things anew, and that sometimes you have to sit still to become anew and to become better. Because when you're caught out there in that commotion and amongst all that craziness, yeah, what you think is success and whatever you're doing, and it could be good for you, but you have to take a step back at some point. You're gonna run yourself thin and just go crazy. And you see artists do it, go crazy, because they never take a break. They never take a break.
That's what makes it's made everyone take a break. It's made everyone to not only reset, but reevaluate.
Yes.
Reevaluate. Okay, when quarantine's over, do I want to go back to living my life the way I was?
Right.
Am I like, here's a gift. This is what the universe gave us. Here's an opportunity.
Yes.
To really live to your fullest.
Right.
So if we recognize it, this has been the biggest gift.
Absolutely. There's so many opportunities in this right now. It's so many opportunities. If you had a little extra income, you could have bought more stocks. You could have bought real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's opportunity. You gotta flip it. Like, for everybody, like even fitness instructors now who never have done Zoom classes. I mean, come on, man. The sky is the limit. You could have endless clients and never even leave your home, or never even leave your studio.
Well, that's what's been so special about Socanomics, because the goal has always been to go on tour to major metropolitan areas, bringing Socanomics and bringing the team to places that already love Soca or just already love dance fitness. Yeah. We're already on tour. People are tuning into class from Melbourne, from Kuwait, from Italy, from Berlin, and this we weren't doing this before. You know what I mean? And we're just so grateful, because it's growing more exponential than I couldn't have started quarantine knowing that this was going to happen. Right. I intended on it, so that was what was clear. So everything else is just a gift, honestly. Yeah. We're literally reaping the benefits of everyone needing to be fit at home, needing to release, needing to be stress-free, because that's what Soconomics is about, like letting all of your stress away, tapping into your confidence, tapping into all the emotional blockages, and letting fitness and dance and soca music be the thing that breaks all that up. Right.
And that's a good segue for this next video I'm going to show. We're going to see you doing your Socanomics. Yeah. Let's go. Yes.
Thank you for showing that.
No doubt. Everybody, that is Socanomics. You can go to Socanomics.com if you want to learn more about that. Also, you can hit Selena up on Instagram or any of her social media handles, Facebook. I got them all in the description, so go and pick one. Click it and go. All right. But it's Selena Watkins for the most part on all of them. So just check her out. Yeah. It's crazy. I love it.
Thank you. And men can do Socanomics too. Don't be afraid. Dance up next to your wife.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Socanomics is just, for me, it fills my soul, but I just love that it's doing the same for everybody else. That's been the intention, but to see it manifest as that has been great.
Yeah.
Really great.
I saw you on a cruise ship doing it too. Like, how did that come about?
That was divine. That was God. As far as meeting this person and that person and that person, meeting that person, like, oh, haven't you? Third year. This was supposed to be my third year on the cruise. Of course, that didn't happen because it was literally when quarantine started. But yeah.
Wow.
I get on the Tom Joyner Morning Show cruise.
Okay.
And Tom Joyner used to be on, the king of radio.
Yeah.
The word I want to use is syndicated all over the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And he started the Tom Joyner Foundation, and now he gives back money to HBCUs through the money raised on the Tom Joyner Morning Show cruise. The dopest vibe, black, AF. And in the mornings, you still have people who want to wake up and work out. So at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, there are fitness classes. And I had the privilege of being one of the instructors on the cruise with Socanomics.
That is dope. That is dope. Yeah. That's cool. I love cruising too, man. It's always a vibe. You get up and you got dancing going on out there on the Lido deck. And yeah, man.
I don't think you understand the Tom Joyner cruise, though.
I know.
You're in the elevator of a cruise, you hear elevator music.
Uh-huh.
But what if you in the elevator and you're listening to Lil Kim? You know what I mean? like, oh, this is black. Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in the elevator, on the Lido deck, when you're eating dinner on all of the floors, you're listening to music, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You have Janet Jackson performing. You have Anita Baker on the. I mean, every artist, every decade.
Wow.
I'm a fan, and I'm always happy to go back on that cruise.
And don't they have like live concerts on there too?
Yeah, I saw Anita Baker perform live. I saw Maxwell. I saw this year was going to be Brandy, Usher.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll bring them back next year.
Yeah.
They'll have the same.
I saw me some Anita Baker, and she did it. Oh, you know who else I saw my first year? I saw the OJs perform.
Oh, they're dope.
Isley Brothers perform.
They're dope. I saw them in Vegas. Dope.
Hands down, my favorite.
Yes, they put on a show.
A show.
I'm talking about, man. They could do it. They know showmanship. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Goes down as one of my favorite experiences. My first time on the cruise. Second behind Trinidad Carnival.
Trinidad. I've never been to Trinidad Carnival, so I can't relate. But I see it goes down out there though.
Well, you can go to Jamaica Carnival, to any carnival, really.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fun times. I'm sure.
Make that your next big travel goal.
Yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta experience that at least once. I mean, I have to, right?
It's a must.
Yeah.
Trust me, it'll be the best experience of your life.
All right, I have to do that. So watch Hollywood and go to Trinidad or Jamaica Carnival, right?
Yeah. Trinidad if you can.
I'll check it out. So let's talk about Nicki Minaj world tour, and I'm only pinpointing that one because it's a world tour, and I got questions about that because I want to talk business, dance business. So world tour, what is the day-to-day like on that? How does that work? Please enlighten us.
That actually is also one of my favorite experiences of my life. Because we were, traveling through Australia, traveling through Europe. I wake up pretty late. I woke up pretty late in the day, unless I had intentions on being a tourist in whatever city we were in. And it's like, when we wake up, we attack the day, and I want to see this, and that. Right. Otherwise, I woke up pretty late in the hotel or on the tour bus, had catering, had our per diem, You just feel so taken care of. You have no stress, no worries. So you're fully capable of doing your job on show nights, taking care of your body, getting massages, courtesy of, Nicki giving that to the team. And, if we get injured, we're looked at, we're taken care of. Right. And you're getting paid to do what you love and travel the world. There's nothing like being on world tour.
Wow. What type of wear and tear on your body is that? Like, how do you, is it a lot of rehearsals? Is it months of rehearsal prior to, and then do you still rehearse while you're out there?
That depends on the artist. We had a lot of rehearsal leading up. Okay. But it depends on the artist. Depending on the artist, you might still have sound checks at every city, rehearsals at every city. Maybe the show is changing up for that location. A different artist is coming out. So that just depends on who you're working with. Right. And then it depends on how physically active the show is.
Okay.
of how it's wearing on your body. So that's why it's your responsibility as a dancer to think of your body as your business, to think of your body as your tool, as your asset to, after you perform, make sure you're taking a hot shower, make sure you're icing your joints, make sure you're foam rolling and doing self-myofascial release, getting your massages, all the things that you need to come back to do your job well the next day.
How many dates were on that tour?
I think 22. 22 or 23, and I think 3 shows were canceled.
Oh, wow.
They didn't even have enough power in those venues.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, I heard about that actually. And people were saying like she canceled the show. People were mad, but she was like, no, they didn't have power, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It was the best experience. I'm grateful to her for that. It was so awesome.
What's like the camaraderie out there? Do you guys become like a family? Do you like know her on a one-on-one basis? Do you get, I don't say know her, but like do you get to know her on a one-on-one basis? Like, I mean, I guess that's dependent upon who the artist is, because you got some artists, they don't even want to, congregate with anybody. But
and it's not that they don't want to. It's that they don't always have the ability to.
Okay.
We became a family, so much camaraderie, and we got to laugh and joke with her after the show. I remember one time we were in Spain, not on tour. She got me a birthday cake and some champagne for my birthday. We're celebrating birthdays and surprising people in the dressing rooms. We're celebrating the after show. She's giving us gifts. But during the tour, as an artist, especially a high profile artist, you can't be out and about. So if I'm in London, I get to go to the castles and I get to go have high tea and I get to be all up and through these streets. You're an artist, you're high profile. You generally are in your tour bus, in your hotel, and with your security, because you can experience it the same way. So it's almost like in my opinion, I assume that as a lower profile artist, that is the time to really explore, go everywhere, do everything, because as your career elevates, you become a prisoner.
It's like you become a prisoner.
A prisoner to your success, perhaps, if but at least you've experienced being out and about as much as possible. So now you get to find different things to enjoy, even if you can't just step out for tea.
Right. Yeah, Lil Duval was on Instagram talking about, man, so now people get to understand what it's like to be a celebrity. Because like we don't get to go nowhere. We stay in the house all the time. We stuck.
Wow. Did he say that?
Yeah. He was like, now you see what it really is. He was like
You know what? That is so funny. I'm realizing that in this moment that the artists we admire, a lot of them is like, well, I was already in the house, so.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different for the entertainment industry, as you know, is like all the jobs are not happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that has affected us tremendously. Award shows. What's going to happen for the Billboard Awards this year? What's going to happen for the BET Awards this year?
Dang, yeah, you're right. Hopefully, man, they can get this thing under control, because it's going on too long. And I think, honestly, a lot of us are getting antsy and starting to not even care. I think people are kind of, it's like, okay, whatever now. And they're just going out. I see more and more people.
You know what? Where are you? Are you in New York?
I'm in Atlanta, where the governor is like, let everybody just go loose.
Well, didn't Georgia open up?
Yes. Now, certain businesses have decided not to. They're not forced to open up, but they just don't open up.
Have the numbers increased since opening?
Okay. Hold on real quick. Hey, you gotta go. Go to your mother. Go to your mother. Go get some.
Oh.
Oh man. Yes, the numbers are increasing. No, go to your mother.
He's like, no, I'm staying right here. Girl, boy, can I see him?
Yes, you can. Go in there. Yes, you can. Tell her I said. Oh.
I didn't hear. Is that a son or daughter?
That was my daughter.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But the numbers have increased actually, because people are like hanging out in the parks, like having parties in the park. Like, it's crazy.
Well, you know what? We can't save everybody.
No, you can't.
And not that I'm saying that they're gonna get sick, but in your mind, you have to decide how you want to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
Whether the government is telling you to do it or not. How much do you value your health?
Exactly. Because the governor said so. It's just like, oh, like, really, dude? You still got a choice.
You still have a choice. You
know
still
what
have
I'm
a decision on how you want to run your life.
Yes.
You can dap somebody like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
But I see people out giving dap. Like, what's up? Like, what are you doing?
Immediate hand wash. It's
right. Like, what are you doing? I don't get it, man. Like, I guess if for a lot of people, if it's not immediate, they don't care. They don't care until it happens around them and they see somebody going through that or they go through it. A lot of people just don't care.
I think that's human nature, though.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
Unless you intend on having empathy and compassion all the time, it's almost like you're oblivious to it until it hits home.
Yeah.
Because even all of us in this country were like, oh, Corona. We were making jokes about Corona. China, oh, they got Corona. And then it came here and we're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you hear about world disasters sometimes. You're like, oh, there was a hurricane, there was a tornado, and you're like, oh, that's so sad. You get up and you move on because it hasn't affected you or anyone you know.
Yep.
You're almost numb to it, which is very, at this point, I wonder if that's a good thing or bad thing. I don't know, because it's part of nature. It happens.
Yeah.
But once it hits home, once it's someone then shit gets real.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. But me, I always think the worst. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way to where it affects me negatively. I always, let me say, like, okay, I don't want to say I always think the worst. I always prepare for the worst, but I expect the best. You know what I'm saying? So I can stay mentally prepared. So if something ever happens, it's almost like, because I'm a visualization for me is life. I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? So I see things, I see colors, I see everything. And I'm very vivid with my imagination. So if I see it in my mind and I play it out in my mind, I've lived it. So if I see it in real life and in person, I'm ready for it. That's how I live my life. So I always envision the worst so I can be prepared for it. And I can save myself or my loved ones or anybody else in a certain situation. That's how I think.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it used to scare me. Honestly, it used to scare me. I'm like, yo, am I crazy? Because I'm thinking some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff that I shouldn't be thinking about, like, happening to people I love and all types of stuff. But I just had a talk with God, and it's like, I know for a fact for me, and people might think I'm crazy, but I know for a fact for me, is to stay prepared. And it's also, I don't want to get too deep on you, but it's also to fend off the spirits and the negativity, because God tells you, if the devil knows you see him, he's not going to present himself. You understand?
That's interesting. For me, it's a little bit of the opposite, because it took me a long time to realize, I suffer from anxiety, and I don't really anymore, or I can pinpoint it right away when it's like, oh, I'm having an anxious moment.
Right.
Because I would picture the worst outcome all the time. And I felt like, well, I'm a very positive person. I'm very optimistic. So why do I see the worst? And that's anxiety. That's anxiety, which makes sense. Like, we grew up watching the movie Final Destination.
Right.
We saw the movie Crash. We saw the things that weren't even possible outcomes in our mind has now come into your consciousness. So now oh, that's a possibility. Yeah. So it's almost programmed you to think the worst.
Yeah.
And I think for me, letting go of that slowly and thinking always positive has helped me, only because the anxiety was destructive for me.
Yeah. Okay. So see, it's the other way around for me. It's not destructive for me. And I don't get anxious about it. I just see it. I live it out, play it out in my head. And I'm like, okay, boom, I'm ready. I'm going to go for that. If it presents itself in reality, I'm ready for that.
You're ready, right?
You know what I'm saying? And like when we like talking spirituality and stuff like that, like we'd have to do that off camera because I can go into some other stuff because like I said to you earlier, if you can see it coming, it reverses, and that's a reality, and I live it. I can speak that, and a lot of people won't understand it, but like, man, you crazy, you know what I mean? But that's what I say. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but
no, get deep, be there. I'm here.
Like,
I'm here.
Yeah. No, honestly, like I see things. I really do see things, and I can see it coming, and I feel like I just don't want to say too much. I really don't. But okay. I really do see things, and I really feel like I'm a protector in that sense. Like I can see it, and I can fend it off. I can ward it off, and then you don't even have to be around me. Like it could be.
That. I think that means you just are so aligned with God as well, and you trust if you trust your intuition, that means you trust God.
Yeah, for sure. Like and when I feel it, like I can just be doing something and I feel it on me, and then I see it. And then I start praying for that person. And they don't even have to be in the same city, same state, same country. But I see it and I feel it. And I immediately start praying. You know what I'm saying? And I have long, in-depth conversations with God. I'm very one with my God. You know what I'm saying? Like he answers me. And I know when he answers me. It's not ambiguous. You know what I mean? And I see it clearly. So when I have these conversations, I know. So there's no skepticism. There's no ifs, ands, or buts for me, you know. And I try to tell people. I won't say I try to tell people. I wish that when I speak to somebody who I know is lost, but they want to be found, but they just don't know how, I can try to guide them as much as possible. But there's no way that I can make them see it, or feel it, or believe it, or know it like I do.
Well, you know, there's a quote that my mother always still says, and it's very, very rooted in our Caribbean nature. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a book called it's called Catalyst. Jonah Berger. I recently read it, and change is so good. It's so good. Learning how to be a catalyst for people and for yourself, because sometimes when you present somebody with something, they resist it. So it's learning how to be a catalyst so that people, you know, don't resist change, and they don't resist you helping you be better.
Yeah.
The Catalyst. It's called The Catalyst. It's really good.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, we're getting deep over here.
That's what we do every day. Every day.
Yeah. That's the good stuff, though. That's the good stuff right there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I told you, I want a talk show, and that's where I want to go. You understand me? That's where I want to go. I'm into helping people, talking people through things. I got a natural knack for psychology. I really wish I would have taken it in college. I didn't. You know, stuck with the whole communications, entertainment, stuff like that. You know, everything happens for a reason. I do truly believe that. But
we're in quarantine. You could.
Yeah, I could take some classes.
You could take a little psychology. Now's the time.
I could take some classes, right? But yeah, I really enjoy doing that, and it's not like a self gratification. I just really enjoy helping people, talking people through situations, and opening their eyes to things opening their eyes to the answer that's been right in front of their face for years, and I can get there quickly. You understand me? Quickly.
Yeah.
And I love doing that for people. I love it, and I want to do it on a talk show. I really do. I just want to help people. I want to do charities, just all that.
Well, you're already doing it. You are already doing it.
Thank you. That's where and that's why I'm doing this show. That's where I'm taking it, and that's where I'm going. You know? And so I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do. It's been a great conversation. I like where it went. You know, You know, I like where it went.
We was only missing the red wine. That's it.
I know, right? For real. For real. Yeah, this is good. This is a good one. This is a good one. I'm about to chop this up real nice. Yeah, repackage it. Yeah, it's cool. But I appreciate you. I'm going to go out with one of your dance performances. Take the show out like that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going. Show your stuff. You getting it in. Yeah. So what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get out of quarantine? What's the next thing you got on your agenda?
Travel.
Travel?
Travel. Because I just want to get out of LA, probably visit home, New York.
Okay.
Get out of the country. I love traveling out of the country.
Oh,
so that's really my main goal. But when it comes to, I'm doing everything I already love.
Yeah.
Quarantine, I'm grateful for that I can focus all my energy on Socanomics. Even though the entertainment industry is not, giving us what we need.
Right.
As entertainers, Soconomics is thriving, and I'm just grateful that people are tuning in.
Oh yeah.
Loving it, becoming a part of it, building the community. So when I leave quarantine, I'm ready to show up in their homes, in their cities, and teach, vibe, travel, go to carnival, and live my best life.
And patois came out a little bit when you said carnival.
Right.
I heard it come out. But no, I really feel like the Soconomics thing is gonna just take over for you. I really do.
Thank you.
It's a good thing you got going. So yeah, keep doing that, man. It's gonna flourish. I really feel that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I received that.
Keep up the good work. Yes, indeed. Before you go though, I do got a couple more questions I want to ask you about the business of dance, just real quick, just so I can get a little bit more value out of that for someone watching. Tell me about the business of dance. Like, do you need an agent for that? How do you find out about the business opportunities, the auditions, someone needing somebody at the last minute? Like, how do you find out about that stuff? Do you need representation? How do you get paid? I don't need to know how much you get paid, but how do you get paid? How does that work? Like, can you speak to that just a little bit?
Yeah, so you don't have to have an agent, but if you don't have an agent, then it's definitely all about who you know, because you can't get into some of these audition rooms if you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Okay.
So it's important to have representation so that your agent can get you in the rooms of these auditions, or you're in their roster of choreographers who are, I need to direct book 5 Black girls that are this height. Who's on your roster? Okay, that person's booked. But they looked at the roster from that agency. Okay. And your agent, takes a percentage. So you're not paying them. If you're ever paying, paying first, it's not right.
It's not real.
It's not real. They make a percentage of what you make. You might have a manager too if you feel like your schedule's nuts.
Okay.
You have an agent, you have a manager, and you get paid through, maybe the artist or the production company pays your agent, and then you get the check from your agent. Okay. Or you might get your check through the union, or directly through the production company, because you're filing W-2s or 1099s.
Okay. What's the name of the union for dance?
The same union for dance is the same for acting and SAG-AFTRA.
SAG-AFTRA. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Yeah. So would it be more AFTRA then, because that's like musical theater?
Well, SAG-AFTRA are this one union now.
Oh, really? Okay. See, I didn't know that either. I haven't done theater in so long. I did this little Disney thing back in the day, and it was just AFTRA for that.
Yeah, right, and it used to be that. Now the SAG-AFTRA is one. You're part of that one union. Okay. And SAG-AFTRA is still very acting heavy and musical heavy. Yeah. So Dancers Alliance is another union that has been helping to, what about unionizing music videos and unionizing straight up the commercial dance industry, not stage, not Broadway, but the commercial dance industry. Let's make sure we are dominant in the union too, and not just actors.
Okay. It's called the Alliance?
Dancers Alliance.
Dancers Alliance. Okay, see, I learned something new. Been out of the game with like musical theater and stuff for a long time. So I did not know they merged like that.
Yeah, wow. It's great because you know, when you're involved, you figure out, oh wow, I'm settling for this. Okay, so we're gonna fight for this. We're gonna commit to this together. Yeah. We're not gonna settle, you know, and getting people to agree to these rates is the most important part. When you know, like imagine if you're on a strike together, like nobody needs to cross the picket line. We're fighting for something here, you know. So that's been our fight, figuring out how we're just gonna move ahead with being valuable as dancers, because dancers make the show.
Make the show. As absolutely.
Artist, we turn your shit up. We're on stage with you. We're engaging with your fans.
Yep.
You know, the band is important. The singers are important, but your dancers are important. So dancers have to be treated and paid just as high as the musician and the singers, and maybe more, because you are the entertainers too.
You are the show. Yeah.
You are the show. You are using your body. I believe that tours should all be unionized so that dancers can have benefits being on tour.
Absolutely.
Dancers should be paid 3 to 4 times as much as they're paid now. And there are a lot of amazing jobs that pay really well in the commercial industry. But when you think about how much actors get paid versus dancers, it's nuts. You know, we love dance in this globe. Why aren't we paying the dancers that we love to see?
Yeah. I agree. Never really thought about it like that though, but you are the show. Think about it. How many artists dance?
Right.
Not many. Not well. You know. So without you, what do they have? They're just standing up there singing. Nobody wants to see that. When you're on tour,
you make really good money. Being on tour is the best way to make money as a dancer. Okay. And being in movies, being in TV shows. But again, if I compare it to an actor that's making millions, dancers should be paid more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that little nugget right there, because I didn't know much about, you know, the business side of dancing. I just know that you're up there, you're doing your thing, but I never know how it works out for you guys. So yeah, it's good to know that. And I hope somebody watching this can take that away and say, okay, well, this is how I need to handle my business.
This is how I need to handle my business. And also focus on, you know what? and focus on my other hobbies and skills, because the day I do decide to transition out of dance, I can become a choreographer or creative director or stagehand or stylist or a casting director, a writer, a shoe designer. It's like all the skills you have, it's such an asset to whatever you end up deciding to do. Yeah. So that's, for me, the biggest advice I have for dancers is keep your creative mind going on what else you like in as much.
Yeah, don't be one-dimensional, for sure.
Don't be one-dimensional.
Yeah, don't be one-dimensional. Think like a business. That's it. You got to think business. Like, you know, don't just be an artist.
Right.
Be a businessman, be a businesswoman at the end of the day. That's how you're going to sustain. That's how you're going to continue to make money. Because that's not, your legs aren't going to last forever. You know,
and maybe they are. You know, but 7 streams of income is what we want.
Yeah, absolutely.
7 streams of income.
Yeah. Final question. How common is it now? Because you know how like Janet had Rhythm Nation and all that. So you have all these dancers that kind of stick with the artist. Is that common anymore? And like, are dancers being put on retainer when artists aren't on tour? How common is that now?
Yeah, that's still common, especially if things got put on hold for things outside of your control. Everything depends on the artist. You might be on retainer or you might not be on retainer.
Okay.
You know, we still have a cutthroat industry, so you on, and then you might not be on, whether you're a dancer, a stagehand.
Right, yeah.
Nobody's getting money right now in this industry. So I don't know if people are on retainers with the artists they were supposed to be on tour with in this very moment. I have no clue. But I would assume they're not a retainer right now, because even the artist isn't making money right now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they're part of a union and there's some type of relief fund or something, you know what I mean, that's helping these artists and these dancers. Because I know even like Live Nation, they were giving employees at the venues that they have their shows at, they have a fund for them. They give them money. Yeah. So hopefully the union is doing something like that too, helping them out. A little something helps.
There's little something here and there. We've just had to search.
Yeah.
Search for all the things.
Yeah, just piece it all together.
Piece it all together.
Yep. Well, hey, it's been wonderful. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. I had a blast, man. Love the conversation. Love where it went. It was well rounded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. I wish you well in all of your endeavors. You're going to have much more success than what you've had in the past. Trust me, it's coming. The Socanomics is going to blow for you. Yeah. And when I get my TV show, I'm going to have you come back on.
Please. Thank you.
For sure. You could do a set.
Sit down in the audience with my champagne.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, everybody. Go check out Selena Watkins. Definitely go check out her website, Socanomics.com. That's Socanomics, Nomics.com. Check her out. Join the revolution.
Yep.
Join her dance workout revolution. It's pretty dope. I'm telling you. I checked it out. Watch videos. It's cool. I'm also going to do an outro with some of her, with a dance, so you can see exactly what she does. And become a fan. So y'all go check her out. Selena Watkins. It's SELENAWATKINS. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter too, right?
No. No Twitter.
Don't worry. Everything she has is...
I'm not tweeting anything. Follow me on Instagram.
I don't tweet either. I share there, but I don't tweet. But everything is in the description. Y'all please go check her out. Follow her. Become a fan. We all need the support.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you. You have a wonderful night, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, we will.
All right, till next time. We're going to dance our way out of here.
Woo!
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. Episode 23 is on the way. Peace.